Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Ben Cleary. Today we're going to be talking about a new term that you may not have heard, but you're going to be hearing a lot about in the upcoming weeks. And that is Versicom Communications. It's a company we're affiliating with here at CCH Small Firm Services to benefit you as a TaxWise or an ATX user. And our guest today is David Bledsoe. David is an account manager with Versicom Communications. David, good to have you with us today.
Good morning.
So let's talk a little bit about Versicom first. Tell us, what is Versicom? What do you do?
Well, Versicom, we are a company that's been in the tax industry for 20 years now. Our main product for the tax industry is the Tax Info Line, which is a way for clients to check on the status of their return very easily, very quickly. They put in their 9-digit social and get the real plain language status of what's going on with their return.
Sounds great. An acronym you're going to hear us throw out a couple of times is TIFT Plus, and that stands for the Toll-Free Tax Info Line Plus. Tell us about that a little bit and what is it and how does it work?
Alrighty, well, the Toll-Free Tax Info Line is our toll-free number that the clients call in and get the status of their returns, whether it's accepted, whether it's rejected, if the check's ready to be picked up for those getting bank products. And the Plus is new this year. We've integrated fully with CCH Small Firm Services, and what we're doing is adding texting proactively, so that a client walking down the street, just bam, there's a text message. Oh, everything went good with my return. It's accepted by the IRS now, or it's rejected, and why. And emails and a web lookup as well.
What are the benefits now of using TIFT?
Well, the major benefit for a tax office is to give the client control of their information, what's going on with the status, so they don't have to bug the tax office, what's going on with my return. That number one headache call, it's the number one headache amongst all tax preparers, is that same annoying question, what's going on with my tax return? What's going on with it now? Is it ready? Is the check ready to be picked up? We take care of all of that.
And you've always, as a tax preparer, you've always got that one client who is just constantly calling and constantly wanting to know the answer. And they can call this number and not have to bother you at all.
Exactly right. And actually, you've got one if you're lucky. If you're most people, you've got more than
several. Yeah, exactly. So, of course, the first big thing that everybody's going to ask is, what's this going to cost me? I'm a tax preparer. I'm on a limited budget. You know, what's it going to cost?
Well, and the good news for CCH users is that it is the best pricing that's ever been offered. So for the first 200 clients that we will support, it's only $99 now. And for each additional 100, it's $40.
Now, it's a per client pricing, not a per call pricing.
That's exactly right. If you've got a client who's going to call that system 156 times, and we've seen it, then there's no extra charge. And if you've got the client who's just going to walk down the street and get that text message and go, hey, that's wonderful. So there's no extra charge for them either.
Explain to me how the system actually works. Now, it sounds like a great thing. You know, I'd love to be able to offer this to my clients and get the nuisance ones, especially, you know, off of my back, but be a service to them too. You know, and truthfully, we're talking about something that's a real service to your client. So how does the whole thing work?
It's very easy. It's just basically we take information from the TaxWise or the ATX database as things progress through what a tax return goes through. We'll notify the client. If they're opted in on text messaging, then they'll get a text message. If they're impatient and they want to call, well, they'll just look at the little card in their hand that gets handed out with the return and go, oh, here's the phone number. They call that toll-free number, get the status. 30 seconds or less.
Sounds great. But I have a large Spanish language speaking clientele. Does it support that as well?
It does support Spanish, and here's the bonus. It's a separate number, so we've got a dedicated line for Spanish-speaking clients. There's no wait for press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish. They just get exactly what they need when they call.
So let me see if I understand. I'm a tax preparer, and once I've signed up for the service through TaxWise or ATX, and this does work with both of our products, TaxWise and ATX, then when I have my client come in to have their tax return prepared, I give them the information, how to call the hotline, set everything up, and it's all done through the software, right?
That's exactly right. It's fully integrated. Okay. So it's really easy to use. You just click one box in the software. Yes, I want this client to receive text messaging and emails, and that's really it.
And it's all automatic after that. But they do have to e-file, right?
Exactly right. And it's e-file returns only.
Now, some of my clients are concerned about getting a lot of emails and things. How many communications can we expect our clients to get?
On average, they're going to get 3 touches. We're going to let them know when the return's accepted, or when it's rejected. Now, these are only the important things. If a W-2 is mistyped, we don't need to tell the client. That's going to get fixed in-house. Client never needs to hear about that, so we're not going to reach out on something like that. But if it's rejected because the social's already used, well, we'll definitely let the client know. And faster than you will trying to hunt them down over your phone. Bam, there's a text message right there. Oh, I need to call the office because someone else used this social already. This is an issue. I need to take care of it.
Right. So there's a certain threshold level that triggers calls then.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so what actually triggers a call?
It's right out of the database. So as things happen real time in the ATX or the TaxWise software, we're then triggered to do something if it's accepted, if it's rejected, if a check's ready to be picked up for the bank product clients. And that's, of course, the one where they call in over and over and over, hey, can I have my check? Is it there yet? Is it there yet?
All right, what about bank products? Will it also notify if bank products are in and will their acknowledgments come in, or how does that work?
That's exactly right. If a bank product comes in, we're going to see the check is printed. Not that it's released or that it's out there in the ether, but that it actually exists now, and you can come pick it up.
Okay, so they'll get a text if I do a bank product with my client and sign them up, for the notification. They'll get a text that says, "Come get your check," and I don't have to call them. Saves a lot of trouble, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
What are some of the other services and things that your company offers? I know we've talked a lot about this particular one thing for tax preparers. You guys do a lot more.
Absolutely. We're in the business, of course, of communicating with the client. We want to get the information that they need out, but we're also in the business of keeping relations with that client. A tax office only sees that client one time a year. Well, we want to make certain that we bring them in, not just because they get a great tax return, because really how do you judge that? You got a great tax return, but that you care about them. So we do things like our Happy Holiday call just before tax season. We call and sing a Happy Holiday or a Merry Christmas song, which really, that's really heartfelt.
It's kind of a fun thing.
It's a great fun thing. And then we play a message from the ERO, from the tax office. Hey, it's your friends here at ABC Tax Office. We noticed that it's your birthday for the birthday calls, or for the holiday call. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and we want to see you soon. Make a call to this number, and we'll be happy to talk to you.
I had a friend who was in the tax business who would always get his clients' kids' birthdays and give that child a birthday call and be sure they had a special call on their birthday. And it really endeared him to the parents, because the parents are thinking, wow, this guy really cares about me.
Well, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if a client is walking down the street and sees a billboard for some other company, well, that's something that might go through their mind. Well, yeah, they're cheaper. But if they get these calls, a happy birthday call on their birthday, I mean, that's all about them. If you cared enough to call me on my birthday, well, I'm not going to pay attention to somebody else's advertising. I'm going to say, well, Ben cares about me. I'm going to go back to it.
Sure. Security and privacy and rules of disclosure and things like that are really a hot topic right now in the tax preparation business. And I know that I noticed that TIFTI is complying with IRC Section 7216 guidelines. If someone doesn't understand maybe what all that's about, can you kind of explain that and how
Absolutely.
you guys work with that?
7216, of course, is the privacy concerns in the tax code, and that's basically just making sure that everybody's honest.
Right.
So within the software this year from TaxWise and ATX, it'll generate the form, the client signs, along with all the other things they need to sign. It just basically releases that information so that we can tell them, hey, this is what's going on with the return. It's just dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
So the client really, they give their okay for you guys to look at the database and to be able to notify them when everything is coming out.
Exactly right.
Okay. We mentioned also that you do have to electronically file. Can't do a paper return this way because it's all done electronically on the back side. And the good thing about it is, as a tax preparer, you never have to worry about anything. Once it's set up, you guys take care of all the work on that end of it.
It's fully automatic.
All right, sounds great. One more thing I want to talk about. I know that you started something new with this too called Refer a Friend.
That's exactly right.
And I'm excited about this because as a tax preparer, I know that it can make me some money. Tell us how.
Well, right. On the Refer a Friend program, what we've done is, we're sending all these messages out to clients just to let them know what's going on. Well, a lot of tax offices run a referral. Bring in a new client, I will give you something, a gift card, a cash.
Discount or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, quite often there's only one touch on that. It's a sign in the office, or a tax preparer says, oh, and by the way, refer a friend. Well, now they're going to be getting these text messages every time something goes on, and especially when they get a check ready status and they go, ooh, my check's ready, I'm happy. Well, they're going to see at the bottom of the screen, click here to refer a friend. And it makes it very easy, drives that referral process over and over again in an unobtrusive way. It's not hitting them over the head with a brick. It's, hey, by the way, while we're letting you know this, we'd like you to refer somebody. And we're touching them 3, 4, 5 times to reinforce that referral. Now, the joy of that, of course, is if you bring in a referral, you've generated income. Now, if this only costs $99 as a base, if you bring in one referral,
you've paid for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds like a great deal. It is the toll-free Tax Info Line Plus, or TIFT Plus, from Versicom Communications. My guest today is David Bledsoe. David, good to have you with us today. Thank you so much for telling us all about this. And how do they sign up?
Oh, it's very easy. To sign up, you just contact your ATX or your TaxWise rep and say, I want it.
All right, sounds great. David, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.